Hey guys, it's Brianna here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today I thought it would be very fun to bring you a trope recommendation video. I'm going to also add, I am excited to have a collaborator with me on this project. I thought that would be so much fun to do. And I am doing this video with Jenn from the Book Refuge. If you are not subscribed to her, I don't know what you're doing. She is one of my favorite creators to get trope recommendations from. I just love watching her videos. They're just so much fun. So I'm excited to see what underrated books she comes up with and puts on her list. I have a total of 5 books that I think that deserve a lot more hype. I just don't really see a whole lot of people talking about these books, and I feel like they definitely deserve more love and attention. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, I'm going to start with the book that I do not own physically, which I will be changing that ASAP because I literally just read this recently and I did the audiobook. So if you can do the audiobook, highly recommend it. It is going to be Pretty Girls Make Graves by Stephanie Holmes. Y'all, this book was so good. I definitely would like to do some kind of content thing because this does involve some other books that kind of have like similar vibes. So I think it'd be really fun to do, like, if you like this book, try out this book. And it is such a good book. So this is kind of like a dark academia type book. We are set in a boarding school where our heroine is transferred to, and she doesn't really fit in. She doesn't understand everything that's been going on at the school. It has a lot of history, and we have this group of people who do these things on Halloween. So it is literally the perfect recommendation for Halloween. So definitely know that. It gives you all the vibes you could ever want. Also, before I go into more detail about this book, I always forget to make sure I say this at the beginning of the video. If you have any triggers or content warnings that you are in search of, please do your research and look up these books, because most of the books that I talk about fall under the dark romance world. So of course they're going to have triggers of some capacity. So please go ahead and do research on them. A great place to start is going to be Goodreads, which a lot of readers will put a list of all the different triggers and content warnings. So definitely start there. If not, you can go to the author's website. A lot of authors do put them on their website and say, here are the list of triggers for this book. So definitely go ahead and do your research if you do have triggers. But this one is so interesting because her dad does a lot of research and she is kind of like enamored by him and wants to continue her research and all of that. So she's trying to figure out why all of these people go missing on Halloween and why some of them are turning up dead. And basically this whole school knows exactly who is doing it, but they don't want to say anything for fear of like retaliation or any of that. So it is very hush hush, and she's like, y'all are literally hiding a killer. Why are you not saying anything? And so then we have the priest. So this does take place in like a Catholic school or whatever, and she is immediately attracted to him. So it does have this in it, and she starts to see other people. This does have a bully aspect to it, so please know that there's some really gross things that happen to her because she's been bullied from several of the guys that are in this like secret society, and they do not take well to her. They are determined to make her life as miserable as possible, and they succeed. And y'all, this book is so good. She will do anything to figure out who killed her roommate, who literally thought she was like, but she was at the ceremony, like, I thought y'all inducted her in and now she's dead. And so she is extremely determined to figure out who killed her, why nobody has found out answers. And y'all, this book is so freaking good. I need to dive into book 2 hopefully very soon. There is no audiobook out at this time for book 2, so I'm gonna have to read it on my Kindle. But y'all, this book is so good. I got this recommendation from my friend Jess from Love to Love Books on Instagram. I absolutely adore her account. If you're not following her on Bookstagram, please go follow her, because that's where I got the recommendation from, and I love for her content. I love her to pieces. She's so awesome. So next up, let's go ahead and jump into the books that I do have physical copies for. And first one is going to be Immoral Confessions by R. Holmes. Y'all, this book literally has me in a chokehold. Like, I read this last year in the summertime, and oh my god, To say I'm obsessed with this book and this author is an understatement. Is there 2 books out? And then the author had to put these on hold for the time being. I don't know if she's ever going to continue them because these are so dark. They really took out a lot on her emotionally, especially who was supposed to be in book 3. It was just a lot on her, so she did put the series on hold. I don't know if they're ever going to be continued, but y'all, this one is so good. It's obviously a bully romance, so this is set in a prep school of sorts, and he's brutal. It's kind of like another secret society type thing. So if you're a fan of Elite Kings Club by Emma Jones, which one did I just recommend? That one is also another book. Maybe even Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. Like, it gives all those kinds of vibes. So this one is so good. He is extremely not nice to her, and I just could not stop reading it, y'all. I am legit addicted to this book. And book two is a student teacher forbidden romance, and it's actually a reverse age gap, not by like an extensive like age, but oh my god, I need more people to read these because they are so good. Oh my gosh, these are ones that I legit cannot stop thinking about, and I love these books. I don't hear anybody talking about them anymore. When I read them, I don't even remember who I got the recommendation from because it's been over a year since I read these. But I got the recommendation from somebody, and since then I really haven't heard anybody talk about them. So they deserve to be hyped up again because, oh my god, they're so good. They're so good. Next up, I have Truly by Carmel Rhodes. This is another bully romance. This is a standalone, and this is also absolutely amazing. I'm trying to remember the whole premise behind this one. I think it's her now ex-boyfriend. She starts talking to the brother, the half-brother, but he doesn't like her. And it's her senior year of school, so please note it is a high school romance, but it doesn't feel like that, to be honest. I think this also has like second chance aspects to it. Again, it's been about a year since I've read this book as well, but y'all, this book is so good. More people need to read it. I love this book. I really need to read more by this author because this is the only book I've read by her so far, but I really like her writing style, and I'm excited to check out more of her books. So definitely check out this one if you enjoy bully romances. In my opinion, they're not for everybody. Not everybody's gonna like bully romancing or bully romances. So if you do enjoy them, please go check out this one because it definitely deserves more hype and more people to talk about it because it is such a good book. Next up, I have Owned by the Bad Man by Haley Feynman. This is a Russian mafia series. This is a pretty long series, to be truthfully honest. There is, I think, like 11 books in this series. They all follow different characters that follow under this like syndicate or mafia world or whatever. I've only read the first 2 and I absolutely love them. I really enjoy Haley's writing style. She is definitely very versed in like the dark romance world. So she has this series. She has a biker romance series. So she has quite the extensive backlist at this point. So if you really want an author you can truly dig into a backlist of, here you go. This one is also, I think, a captive situation. She is a ballerina, and I know she was really young when this book started. I want to say she was like 18 or somewhere around there. And so this story follows, it's like an arranged marriage type situation, and he basically wants nothing to do with her, and she is determined to do something about it. And y'all, this book is so good. I really need more people to talk about Haley Feynman in general. I feel like at one point her books were talked about a lot, but I think she needs to come back and more people need to be like aware of her books. Another book that's kind of made a reappearance in the Bookstagram world, that's really where I've seen it, and it makes me so excited because I've been reading this series for years now, and it's the In Company of Killers series by J.A. Redmersky. This is Killing Sarah. This is the first book. Sarah, I've always never known how to pronounce this title, but I think it's Sarah. I don't know. Anyway, this is book 1. I have been reading this series, I think, since like 2016, 2017, and I'm pretty sure the final book, which I think there's like, if I remember correctly, I think the next one that's coming out is like book 8 or 9. So it is also quite the commitment. This is one of those series, sorry, I gotta like move. It is one of those series that you do have to read in order. You can't skip around because it follows an overall plot, and it is not always about the romance. Please know that it's not centered around the romance. It's more so the story of our heroine and her overcoming all of these things that keep happening. And when she was 14 years old, she was uprooted from her mom, from this drug lord, and basically held captive. And she's been in a compound for the past 9 years, basically having no control over what she can do, any of that. And we have Victor, who is an assassin, who really also has only been around death and violence since a very young age. I think like he was like 9 years old or something. He comes to the compound to collect debts and payments for a hit, but then she sees him, and that's like her opportunity to escape finally. I mean, she's been there for 9 years, and she's been waiting for the time that she can finally escape from this compound, and so she takes it. She literally climbs into the back of the trunk, and she's able to escape. But then it just becomes a whole slew of issues that happen, and y'all, this one is such a wild ride. They basically use each other to like help each other kind of get over everything happening, but then everything just continues to pile up, and it is, y'all, this is a wild roller coaster. I highly recommend this series. If you want one that you can dedicate your time to, this would be it. So yeah, those are my 5 books that I think deserve more hype in the book world. Let me know if you guys have read any of these, or maybe if you have a book that you think I should check out. I am all ears. I am always open to recommendations. I am always looking for new authors, new books to check out. I am willing to read just about anything. Honestly, there really isn't very many that I'm not interested in. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. I will definitely at least check out the book and see if it's something I enjoy or something I can squeeze into my never-ending TBR. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys go check out Jenn's recommendations. And I just want to say thank you, Jenn, for doing this video with me. I am so excited that we got to collab on this. But I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.